in the UK, there's this unflappable union man by the name of Mick Lynch. His speaking style is fucking perfect. When he's being addressed by the media, hitting him with hard-hitting, stupid fucking questions, he doesn't get drawn into the game they're playing. He does things his own way, which is to not let dickheads ruffle his feathers. I mean, for me, I have zero respect for people in mainstream media, the kind of people who will front up with a microphone to a person engaged in grassroots struggle and will ask questions that are almost as if written by the powers that be, by the vested interests, by the people who get a drink out of it every time something goes wrong, every time there's a disaster, a cataclysm, a fuck up, a catastrophe, an emergency, a problem, a mix up. There are people making money out of these situations. They don't have any reason to fix things. So if you're getting around on public transport anywhere in the world, you'll notice that things could be better. Unless, of course, you're in somewhere like Japan or Europe, where apparently public transport is run as if people aren't only there to be punished by the powers that be for daring to expect that their tax dollars, that what they contribute to society, should come back to them in any way. You know, conservatives love to talk a big talk about small government. They want to be in government permanently, and all around the world they usually are. All around the world, across the planet, government often means nothing else but a pack of conservative assholes in power, taking advantage of the suffering of the people, increasing the suffering of the people, doing everything they can to make their lives work. Lives work? Lives worse. But yes, also making their lives work, making people's lives nothing other than work, a job, employment, shit you're supposed to do, obligations, harassment by your boss, phone calls and emails from your boss out of hours who can't understand why you are not constantly at his beck and call. How committed are you to this job? Also, leave your problems at home. Also, as your boss, I will be taking no less than five beautiful getaway holidays a year with my family at one of those resorts where you are waited on hand and foot. experiencing a level of luxury that would almost hurt your brain to even imagine it. And that's what we do, isn't it? We refuse to imagine a better life for ourselves because it hurts in here. It fucking hurts to know how hard we're going to work for the rest of our lives. But there are, I hope, there are rays of hope. I hope. I hope there's hope. I don't think that's going to be a powerful slogan. And we don't need slogans. What we need is the Mick Lynch approach to communication, where you don't get, too angry. You don't get sucked into some kind of a ridiculous debate. You simply have your point and you stick to it. Not like a robot simply repeating talking points, but a human being. A human being who is acting normal. I look at I look at Mick Lynch acting like a normal human, and I'm not normal, I'm neurodiverse, I'm autistic, I will never be normal. But I do value being normal. Okay, let me put it like this. When you're involved in any kind of grassroots struggle, or if you're involved in politics, the temptation, or just the most natural thing in the world, is to stop acting normal and start acting weird. If you've ever been around a politician, like even just a politician, like a local councillor, the local mayor, they're different. Okay, let me put it like this. In your small town, when you go into the local shoe shop, the guy who runs the shoe shop, he's a bit fucking weird, isn't he? Just a little bit, not heaps. You're not spreading rumours about the guy, but to you, he's a little bit weird. He's got shoe shop guy vibes. Just a bit strange. The guy who runs the local small supermarket, it's just a tiny bit strange. Not enough to really, judge the guy and keep an eye on him or anything like that. Well, a politician is a little bit weirder than that. Just weird enough, in fact, to never ever be truly normal, or to give a normal answer to a normal question. Even, I was involved in Occupy, right? I've been involved in other things, but Occupy was a big thing for me and a lot of people, and I'm glad I participated. Since then, I've met lots of people involved in activism. Most of them are pretty cool, I guess. Most of my friends now are some kind of activist or other. But there are many activists who don't know how to act normal, don't know how to talk normal. And I think it's important that if there's going to be a revolution, I hope there is. For me, it's like, Sean, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Where I see myself is there's a revolution. That's where I see myself. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Well, there was a revolution, and things are different now because there was a revolution. pretty simple-minded, but you know, I am extremely desperate at this point. And as I watch possible good futures slipping away, it concerns me that there are people like Mick Lynch who know how to communicate normal in a way that is pleasing to the people. It's like, look at this guy, he talks normal. He's also got a little bit of a sense of humour, but not too much. He's not a hammer. Just a little bit. Not too aggressive. In fact, not really aggressive at all. Not self-righteous. You know, not caught up in the outrage. Normal. Here in Australia in particular, you know, we unfortunately pick up a lot of habits from the United States, from movements and struggles in the United States. We pick up some American style, you know, modes of behaviour and communication that are not fucking normal. You know, they're not approachable. Like normal people don't find it approachable if you march down the street shouting at passers-by, "Join us! Join us!" That's not a normal thing to do. You need to approach people. Now, as I say, I'm autistic. I'm not fucking approaching fucking anyone ever. I am never, ever standing at a card table at the local shopping centre, handing out leaflets and talking to people about issues. I'm not doing that. I'm too fucking autistic for that kind of behaviour. That's not fucking me. But sure, not every... The thing, okay, look, I'm in a minority. The majority of people are normal. And it would be great to see normal people taking the example of Mick Lynch and getting involved in grassroots struggle, but getting involved in grassroots struggle and just hanging on to that ability to be fucking normal. Maybe don't be weird about it. Why are you being weird? Why is this struggle now your whole personality? I say this probably because I have been abnormal. I have been a weirdo. I have been fixated. I have been obsessed. But more importantly, as probably a more working class type person or activist type person, I also tend to fixate on the behaviour of middle class activists and grassroots struggle people. Middle class people have no idea how to be normal, apparently. Okay. Go to workshops, do classes, go to night school and do a course in being normal, because the world needs to change, and it's not going to change if the people aren't getting out there. But the people, when they get out there, they need to be normal so that the other people don't look at them and say, and run away. Oh, I don't want anything to do with you. You're not normal. You make me feel strange. I don't like the feeling I'm getting. Am I joining a cult? No, I'm not doing that. Maybe that's what I like about Mick Lynch. There's no culty vibes. There's no self-righteousness. There's no smugness. A few years ago, I went out into the streets with some people with a good camera and a good microphone, and we stopped people in the street to interview them. Now, again, autistic guy here, I wasn't asking the fucking questions, I was operating the equipment. And people wanted to talk, and what we wanted them to talk about was climate change and what to do about it. And every single one of these people answered with what they were personally doing about it in their own lives at home. Things like fucking recycling, growing your own tomatoes. Who cares? What we need to do are things together, collectively, as groups, grassroots, struggle, people power, all this shit. But none of these people had these answers because why? It was a turning point for me. It blew my mind. I expected people to answer, well, until we all rise up, nothing's going to change. But instead, what people had to say was all this weird middle class shit about what purchases they were making. The idea that you're at home drawing up lists of what you can and can't purchase as part of your struggle for climate justice, that's not normal. That's very weird. That's weird behaviour. That's what weirdos do. It's what strange people do, that kind of thing. Sitting at home quietly, trying to work out what things I can cut out of my diet to save the planet. I mean, okay, if you want to switch to a largely plant-based diet, that's a good idea. I'm not doing that because I fucking hate animals. I don't hate them, I just really like eating them. I like eating animals, like, you know, a lot. So, what point have I made today? I don't know. Or care. Because what's happened is I've been talking for so long about matters that are quite serious that I've actually lost interest. And do you know what that is? Do you know why that is? Because on some level, deep down inside, I am fucking normal. The end.